Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Thomas Snyman from HUAWEI Technologies. Welcome to HUAWEI Africa Digital Rail Forum 2020. Given global concern over the coronavirus outbreak, HUAWEI leadership took a decision to host this event through an online platform. We all know that this is a situation that none of us expected to be in. So let's try to protect ourselves and also take care of our families and loved ones. But we are very excited to see you taking time to join us here. We have lined up the most experienced speakers that will share with you about accelerating railway digitalization and boosting economic recovery. Please use the chat window to post your questions during the sessions, and the expert will answer the questions as soon as possible. Let me introduce you to the program of today. First, HUAWEI, President of Global Transportation Development Department, HUAWEI Enterprise Business Group, will talk about how technology supports economic recovery after pandemic. After that, Dr. Joyce Tidora from Southern Africa Railways Association will share her idea about bringing digitalization into the railways in South Africa. And then Patrick Mootley, Head of Sales and Business Development in Siemens Mobility, South Africa, who is our solution partner, will come to the stage and share with you about the front line in the fight against theft and vandalism in rail. Last, our Senior Transportation Solution Manager, Feng Yong, will talk about railway digital transformation against COVID-19 and the experience fighting against the COVID-19 in China. Last, we will play a video about a case in Kenya. The difficulties and challenges have been exacerbated after the outbreak of worldwide COVID-19 pandemic this year. More than billions of dollars are lost. However, to overcome this challenge, the railway industry is eager to change itself. HUAWEI, as a leading ICT provider, are working with our customers together to help the industry to achieve the digitalization and modernization. Please welcome Mr. Hao Kyung.
Good morning, dear customers, industry leaders, speakers, and online audiences. Welcome to the Africa Digital Rail Forum 2020, which HUAWEI will co-host with the Southern African Railways Association, or SARA for short. I'm the president of the Global Transportation Department at HUAWEI Enterprise Beijing, and it's an honor for me to open this event on behalf of HUAWEI. Due to the global outbreak of COVID-19, most railway companies have been forced to stop service. In light of this, railway operators seek the help of new technologies to navigate these difficulties. Here, I would like to share some of the lessons HUAWEI learned from our clients. Lesson 1. The pandemic will accelerate digital transformation of the rail industry. COVID-19 swept China around the Chinese New Year in January and has resulted in a loss of more than $10 billion in the first quarter alone. The new normal which society has adapted to also increased the demand for digital transformation. The Ministry of Transportation of China released the Digital Transportation Development Plan outline, which specifies that the data collection systems is based on data transmission and is an intelligent application. This plan aims to push the whole transportation digitalization lifecycle, and in this way, mobility as a service can be implemented. This experience also may be referred by African railways, and the epidemic will be a chance to improve the efficiency of railway operation by digitalization. Lesson 2. After the pandemic, the rail industry will rapidly help economic recovery, requiring advanced and unified technology. Undoubtedly, the economy has been heavily hit by COVID-19. To combat this, one of the incentives is to increase investment in railway infrastructure in Europe and China. China proposed a new infrastructure strategy to speed up economic development and will converge new technologies such as 5G, AR, big data, cloud, and IoT with traditional infrastructure to improve transportation efficiency, service quality, and promote the upgrade of the transportation industry. Meanwhile, the European Union also announced a revolutionary plan for railway construction. During this period, they plan to invest 1.1 trillion euros in the next 10 years to build a high-speed railway network covering nearly 20,000 kilometers to connect most European capital cities. Finally, they plan to use unified telecom technology, including 5G, cloud computing, and IoT, to boost the economy and strengthen the cohesion of European countries through rail. With these lessons in mind, HUAWEI is strengthening how railways can use new technologies to speed up digitalization while helping customers at the same time. HUAWEI is a global ICT provider that strives to advance industries and has actively participated in digitalizing rail industry globally, such as joint innovation with Shenzhen Metro, LTE for railways. Between Beijing and Shenyang, the smart locomotive of CR Xi'an, as well as DB, MTR, and TCDD outside China. We held this forum to discuss how new technology can be used to achieve digitalization and modernization in the rail industry now. Our partners Sarah and Siemens will also share their thoughts. Thank you for listening. I wish you a great and enjoyable forum.
In the advent of the new norm of doing business due to COVID-19, railways need to embrace and catch up with the technological advancement in the area of digital technologies. Sarah believes that partnering with HUAWEI in digital technologies is expected to improve the development of information sharing in the new norm into the future. Let's welcome Dr. Joyce Chidora to the stage.
Greetings to everyone who is participating in this webinar. My name is Dr. Joyce Chidora from Southern African Railways Association. In the advent of the new norm of doing business due to COVID, railways need to embrace and catch up with the technological advancement in the area of digital technologies. Sarah believes that partnering with HUAWEI in digital technologies is expected to improve the development of information sharing in the new norm into the future. Based on this commentary, my topic today is about bringing digitalization in the railways in Southern Africa. My presentation will give you the background information, the mandate of SARA, the objectives of SARA, the strategic goals, the impact of COVID-19, the use of digitalization in addressing the challenges and opportunities brought by the COVID-19 and the way forward to ensure that SARA embraces and implements digital technologies. Okay, the background on SARA. The SADC protocol on SADC is Southern African Development Community Protocol on Transport, Communication and Metrology. Article 13.13 mandates the formation of regional association for each transport mode. Based on that, SARA was then formed in 1996 as a non-profit organization, and its secretariat is headquartered in Zimbabwe. SARA's mandate in terms of its constitution was to initially level the playing field between road and rail in response to the increasing road competition. The mandate of SARA is defined in Article 7 of the Protocol on Transport, Communication, Metrology, includes the following: creating a conducive environment for an integrated transport system in the SADC region, lobbying and advocating for effective infrastructure development, commercial, operational, and policy activities, initiating and playing a leading role in the implementation of the regional projects for the benefit of railways. Hence, SARA is now mandated to be the mandate holder of all the regional railway issues. The objectives of SARA is primarily to bring about fair intermodal competition among surface transport modes through lobbying for the surface transport policy shift to promote intermodal equity between road and rail, thus providing a means for the railways to improve their efficiency, effectiveness of operations, and set the course to be followed by SARA towards meeting its objectives in pursuit of its mandate. Performance improvement, thus taking central position in the regional agenda. The strategic goals, the current strategic goals of SARA for the period 2018 to 2020 to 2022, there are 6 strategic goals, and these are increase railway market share to at least 40%. This was based on the study which showed that the railways lost market share to 15% in the last decade, and now we would want to work towards getting our market share back. And we are saying each year, if we can increase by 40%, we will be in the right direction. The second goal is about establishing and aligning service delivery standards to meet customer expectations. The customers have been leaving railways because of our services. Meeting operational safety standards and 0 accidents per gross ton per kilometer. Railway equipment or rolling stock is very expensive, and if we don't control the accidents per ton per kilometer, it will be a big loss to the railways, because replacing those the rolling stock is quite expensive, and mostly railways, these are parastatals, and access to funding is a bit difficult in terms of what they are and how they've been performing. In fact, I can say their balance sheet currently are not supportive of anyone wanting to give them funding. Comply with national, regional legislation, treaties, and governance and code of conduct will also enable the railways to move along with what is happening in the region. Attain operating profit margin of at least 15%. Here we are saying if we implement or be able to achieve the strategic goals, the above, the earlier strategic goals which I've mentioned, this will improve the performance of the railways. And when you increase your performance, you increase your profit margin. And the last one is advocates for pro-rail policy and implementation of United Nations SDGs. Now, COVID-19. With the outbreak of COVID-19 in the SADC region, SARA Railway members continue to provide transport to the commodities that has been approved by SADC and the railways for trade and economic resilience within the region and through to the international ports within the published national and regional COVID guidelines. And based on that, SARA on a monthly basis produces a COVID update report for its members. And this report is to help SARA members to maintain safe trade, transport facilitation for regional economic growth while containing the spread of the virus. And there's been a lot of impact from this COVID, from operations, from human capital, to even the way we do business. And the COVID-19 pandemic has severely disrupted economies around the world, including that of SADC region. And all SADC regions, because of COVID, have closed their borders, imposed curfews, resulting in a sharp reductions in transport demand at both the local and regional level. And this has seen that the SADC and the railways have come up with an essential commodity list of what should be moved during this COVID. And that is affected the performance of most railways, some even failing to move any train at all. Transport fundamental function of moving people and goods has remained imperative in the region. SARA members have been working relentlessly to keep the inevitable economic impact as limited as possible, while ensuring that international supply chain, local supply chain best continue to move seamlessly under the unprecedented circumstances. Rail freight can be considered a strategic asset for the region during this pandemic. Why do I say so? It is anticipated that railway freight operations will grow over the coming months as the road is severely impacted with the virus, to the extent that the number of lorries which are permitted to cross borders have been limited and also worsened when the driver is tested positive, because they are tested at each border post. And this is an excellent opportunity to make the logistics chain more sustainable if the bulk freight moves back on rail. The strategic role played by rail during the COVID pandemic makes railway the safest mode for bulk transportation of freight and passengers. Therefore, member states should consider to direct huge investments towards strengthening future transport systems with rail as their backbone. Why I'm saying so? it's because now the policies are no longer road pro, because of the closing of borders, the testing, the quarantine, the lockdowns. And if we maintain the railways as the backbone, our regional economies will continue to grow and have minimum impact of COVID-19. And to address this impact, there's need to consider digital technologies as enablers for railway performance. Here I'm saying there's change of how we have been doing business. There's a new norm of doing business now due to COVID. And SADC railways have to embrace and catch up with technological advancement in the areas of digital technologies. For a long time, SARA has been hustling to implement a track and trace system in the region. But due to different levels of technology, digital technology development, it has been difficult. And also this has been augmented by the lack of financial resources to implement a system which is supposed to address and improve the performance of the railways in the region. And this system is dubbed JOICE system. The JOICE system stands for Joint Operating Integrated Control Enhancement. And this is now the time that SARA should forge ahead to implement the JOICE system to address the challenges and opportunities brought by COVID-19. And this JOICE system is meant to enable sharing of commercial and operating information between the railways in a corridor, avail new real-time train information in a corridor for planning train movements, and putting together of resources to move that train. And this JOICE system is meant to improve resource management to the extent that there won't be long delays at interchange points. Trains can be planned ahead. There's joint planning of any business which comes to the railways, and also to enable the railways to take a project, a consignment or a customer requirement as a project. The JOICE system is also to promote regional integration, seamless. Here we are saying regional integration will bring about seamless, cost-effective rail services. The JOICE system will bring about fulfillment of the requirements of the SADC protocol on transport, communication, and metrology, Article 7.4D. The JOICE system will facilitate wagon and locomotive revenue generation. Here we are saying from the system, a railway administration will be able to check and see how its rolling stock or international rolling stock check the revenue generated by its wagons and locomotives. Here we are saying at times you find there are locomotives or wagons only to cross the borders into the next railway network. And for that one, you'll be able, how much that railway wagon is generated as revenue to you. And also it will also help you in, other than revenue generating, also the cost of maintenance. And also when your rolling stock is damaged in the other railway networks, you would know how much did you spend on repairing that wagon before it proceeded or returned back to your railway. The JOI system is meant to improve customer interface. Within the JOI system, there is a customer portal where a customer can track and trace their consignments. And this will give confidence in the customers, and that will bring the customers back to rail. The JOI system also is meant to facilitate online quotations. Here we are saying currently railways are taking more than 48 hours to give a quotation. And this has made customers move from railway to road, because with the road, a quotation can be given within hours. And we are saying then, how can we manage to implement this? On our own, I've said earlier on, we have failed due to a number of reasons, and financial being again one of the reasons. Also the development of digital technologies in the region. So if we collaborate with other companies or organizations who are technologically advanced, this will be the way to go. And already we have started to have a close collaboration with China, in particular HUAWEI, when they funded a trip in 2018, and this was a technical tour which saw SARA members and SARA members tour the China University of Signaling, China Rail Signaling Company, Shenzhen Metro Station. The tour exposed SARA members to the technology advancements taking place in the railways in China. And based on this tour, HUAWEI is a valuable strategic partner to facilitate the collaboration. Accordingly, SARA's participation in this webinar will go a long way in maintaining relations and enhancing the rapport between itself, HUAWEI, and its key stakeholders. SARA believes that partnering with HUAWEI in digital technologies is expected to improve the development of information sharing in the new norm into the future. Also, SARA believes that working together with HUAWEI in digital technologies would also assist SARA in appreciating, embracing, and implementing any other digital technologies that can improve its performance. Collaboration with HUAWEI and its key stakeholders is expected to assist SARA in implementing the JOI system. And it is my hope that this presentation will trigger debate and will trigger or help in enhancing our relationship with HUAWEI. Thank you.
Theft and vandalism is an increasing threat to our rail industry, causing disruptions to operators and negatively affecting commuters' lives and freight operations. Using smart infrastructure, Siemens offers solutions that provide for real-time detection of acts of theft and vandalism. Let's welcome Mr. Patrick Mootley. He will give you an effective measure to tackle theft and vandalism.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. Thank you to each of you for taking the time to attend, as well as HUAWEI for giving Siemens Mobility an opportunity to speak to you today. My name is Patrick Modley, and I am the Head of Sales and Business Development for Siemens Mobility here in South Africa. And we would like to take this opportunity to speak to you about a really serious topic this morning, and something that is affecting all of us and our communities around us. The theft and vandalism issue that we have in our country is crippling our rail networks, and something needs to be done to try and curb or stop the effects of theft and vandalism, as well as identify what we can do and different measures that we can put in place to sort of slowly reduce the impact of what's going on when there is theft and vandalism in our networks. But before we get into that, I'd just like to give you a brief overview of Siemens Mobility here in South Africa for those of you that don't know. So Siemens Mobility here in South Africa looks after the mobility business across Southern Africa, Eastern Africa, as well as a few countries like Ghana and Nigeria in the west of Africa. Our CEO is Kevin Pillay and our CFO is Luis Jacobus. We have approximately 200 full-time employees, and where necessary, we would employ contract employees on the projects, example, like the PRASA project that we have running right now in Gauteng. The slide on screen is our manufacturing facility in North Riding, Randburg. We have approximately 6,500 square meters under roof, and the facility is where we build and assemble stations and all the other products that are required. For example, our LED lights, the poles, and importantly, our interlocking test facility is based in North Riding, Randburg as well. It's the picture on the bottom right, and that interlocking test facility is the only facility of its kind in the Southern Hemisphere. Safety is a critical aspect when dealing with passengers in the rail environment. And if our technology is being ripped out of the grounds on a daily basis and they cannot be used by the controllers and the operators in our control centers, then we have a massive problem. And also importantly, all our commuters rely on a reliable rail service. And right now we cannot even provide that for them because we have sections of the line that are on manual authorization and sections that are on digital authorization. And the electronic interlocking, unfortunately, in certain areas are not operational. If you look on our screen, you will see these are some of the images that we have taken out over the last couple of weeks when we have doing some site assessments in PRASA and Gauteng. Now, previously I've told you theft and vandalism is not new to us, and we've had to come out with novel ways to try and protect the infrastructure that is in the ground and all the line side equipment. So if you look at our apparatus rooms on screen, that is a solid concrete structure, and we have a steel door in place to try and prevent people from breaking into it. The copper cables is a very high risk item. Siemens actually has to now concrete these cables into the ground. So we install the cables and we pour concrete directly onto these cables. So this prevents the thieves from pulling the cables out of the ground, which is very, very common. What can we do about this? There are two options which we would like to present to you today. The first being a real-time incident detection tool that would allow us to monitor when an incident occurs in a real-time mode, whether it is theft, vandalism, etc. And the second being, we have a lot of copper on our infrastructure and a lot of outside elements. We need to somehow look at reducing our line-side equipment, but still providing a safe and effective transport mechanism for our commuters. I'd like to hand you over to Wayne Davies, my colleague, who would take you through one of them. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. As we can see, theft and vandalism is a major problem in the rail industry. And at Siemens, we are acutely aware of this because we're installing the new signaling system in Gauteng. The solution I'm going to be explaining today will be used in the signaling system. But let's first understand what a signaling system is. I've simplified it by breaking it into two levels, the interlocking level and the control level. On the interlocking level, this can be seen the level where all the equipment is installed. These are things like the points machines, the signals, the axle counters, the cabling, as well as indoor equipment, such as an element control computer. On the control level, this is the level where the train control operators sit and control the movement of the train using a system that communicates with the interlocking level. On the Gauteng project, Siemens has two products, the Seekers 7, which fits on the interlocking level, and SATCOS, which fits on the control level. SATCOS is a locally developed and engineered solution for the South African market, and this is where the solution today for theft and vandalism will be focused. At Siemens, we thought to ourselves, how can we use existing infrastructure to aid in the fight of theft and vandalism? And we came up with an innovative way to reuse SATCOS. We will develop a SATCOS theft and vandalism detection feature. This feature requires us to add additional modules to the existing architecture. The architecture is found on the left, and these are the additional new modules we would have to add. We'd have to add a S&D fault logger. Now this is responsible to scrape all of the element fault data that is relevant for theft detection. We have the CTC cable layout database. On this database, we'll store the cable plans as well as their GPS locations. We have the TDS server, which is essentially the brains of the operation, and will be used to detect the possible theft and vandalism based on the faults that are reported. We have the TDS database, which is used to capture and store the data. And finally, we have the Cable Theft Alert Client. This is a web-based product that sits on a security personnel's PC. It's basically a front end displayed for the security response centers. Within this theft and vandalism detection feature, there are two algorithms that are key. It's a cable break detection algorithm. Now this focuses on identifying when cable is potentially being stolen. And the second algorithm is the trackside element vandalism detection. And this focuses on identifying when trackside elements such as points machines, axle counters, and signals are being vandalized. The natural question to ask ourselves is, how will this solution benefit the clients? Let's look at a few key aspects of the solution as well as its benefits. Firstly, there's no need for new monitoring equipment to be installed on a distributed signaling system. This translates into cost and time savings, as we don't have to purchase new equipment and install this equipment on, say, a signaling system in Gauteng. There's real-time detection of theft and vandalism of signaling equipment, i.e. your cables, points machines, your axle counters. Early detection allows organizations to react faster to theft and vandalism, thus reducing the chances of these events occurring. The system is designed to eliminate false alarms caused by normal failures such as power and network. Here we avoid wasted cost and time of sending security personnel out to a non-theft and vandalism event. System-generated early warnings give us location, time, and equipment, and these are sent directly to your response centers. These automated early warnings mean security can focus on other core activities instead of staring at a screen all day. There's no changes to the interlocking level. This is a plus because this means there's no impact on the safety level of the system and associated costs that come with that. Finally, the system allows you to store event data. This system has been designed with the fourth industrial revolution in mind. The ability to process big data in the future. Siemens' SATCOS theft and vandalism detection system is an innovative way of using existing infrastructure to fight theft and vandalism.
And good day, everyone. My name is Shayan Bhattacharya. I'm the Siemens in-house ETCS expert, and today I'm going to present to you on how we can use technology to help make our systems leaner, smarter, and thus reducing the trackside infrastructure, making them less vulnerable to theft and vandalism. At the same time, increase the line efficiency so that we can have more trains on the same piece of track. In the next slide, we can see a study which has been conducted by the International Union of Railways, or UIC. Highlighted are the standard ETCS plus line-side signaling configurations that exist. ETCS level 1 with line-side signaling is considered as the basis of this study, which means we consider that such a system will utilize the line to 100% of its efficiency or 100% line utilization. As we move to EDCS level 2, you can see the line efficiency increases by 5%, and as we move to EDCS level 3, you can see that the line efficiency moves or increases vastly to 42%. However, EDCS level 3 is not yet specified and not available for user railway projects or commercial operation. Thus, in between, we will focus on EDCS level 2 optimized. This is a system which uses the line-side equipment and the EDCS systems which are presently available. At the same time, also produces and provides a much higher line efficiency through optimized use of EDCS level 2. On the top layout, you can see a standard line-side signaling system which has EDCS level 1 or level 2 as an overlay. The standard level 1 and level 2 with line-side signaling utilizes track sections determined by the signaling system, considering no train control in place, which means the safety margins which a driver needs to stop the train within the signaling overlap as per the braking characteristics of the train are considered to determine the section lengths and thus to calculate the signaling headways. Thus, in our first figure, we see train 1, which is on our right, can only be authorized to the signal in the middle because the section ahead is occupied by train 2. With EDCS level 2 optimized, the track can further be broken down into 4 or 5 sections. This can now be done as the train is now under continuous supervision on EDCS level 2, thus bringing down the reaction times and the section lengths required to safely stop a train. Due to more number of virtual sections, we can now have higher number of trains and less trackside equipment. EDCS level 2 optimized block sections can work on purely axle counter block sections without any signals or Eurobalises. They can have a board which signifies the end of a block section or end of a virtual section, but that is something which is optional. Due to an EDCS level 2 block, the line efficiency is increased, the track infrastructure is reduced, and the overall cause of theft and vandalism is reduced as well. However, this optimized solution is only valid for sections which are purely run by EDCS level 2 equipped trains. That we are busy with in Gauteng and the rest of the user railways, we know for a fact that the lines are not only run by EDCS level 2 equipped trains, but also non-equipped trains. Due to the mixed traffic and the unequipped trains, line-side signaling is still required. However, this solution is based on the fact that the higher headway requirements are only applicable to EDCS level 2 equipped trains at peak operating hours. Thus, the block section can now be replaced via EDCS level 2 virtual block signaling and hence reducing the track infrastructure and increasing the number of block sections, thus lessening the headways further for peak operations. The non-equipped trains shall observe line-side signaling or in block sections work on absolute block. An EDCS level 2 train can however follow this non-equipped train considering virtual block sections because the track circuits are still available on the block sections to determine the position of the non-equipped train. By doing this, we reduce the track infrastructure, we reduce the number of vulnerable areas for theft and vandalism, and at the same time increase the line efficiency as and when it's required. That will be all for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for attending today's session. I really hope it was informative and you have got some value out of it. If you need any more information on our products and solutions as to what we can do to help you, please feel free to get in touch with me. Thank you very much and take care.
The COVID-19 epidemic is surely a challenge but also an opportunity for rail industry. The new norm, state of the epidemic, poses new requirements, including agile business development. This further accelerates the digital transformation trend of railway industry. Let's welcome Mr. Feng Yong.
Dear friends, I'm Feng Jun from HUAWEI Global Transportation Business Department of Enterprise Business Group. Today, I'm honored to deliver a speech online. Today's speech is about the challenges COVID-19 brings to the railway industry, as well as the development opportunities and the technological changes brought by COVID-19. In 2020, COVID-19 is in full swing, and the global pandemic is having a huge impact on all industries, especially the transportation industry. According to the relevant data, both China and other countries, the traffic flow has suffered a dramatic decline. In addition, the industry faces great challenges in business continuity and employee protection. Finally, the social responsibility to fight against the virus also increases the cost burden of transportation owners and reduces the traffic efficiency. All this brings many challenges to the operation of the transportation industry, which reduces revenue and increases costs. As a result, the business inevitably suffers a decline. It seems that the virus will not disappear or be completely controlled in this short time, and it will be the new normal to continue operating in an endemic situation. In other words, even if the epidemic still exists, the transportation business still needs to continue to operate in order to ensure the national economy and people's livelihood. Therefore, the operation in the case of epidemic inevitably raise new requirements for the rail transportation industry. For example, how to maintain a safe social distance between passengers and employees during operation, how to ensure business continuity in the case of personnel shortage and logistic difficulties, how to improve the efficiency and ensure better traffic collection. For example, how to improve the transportation efficiency through technologies. International Rail Transit Industry Associations such as UITP have also proposed major guidance measures for operations in the event of an epidemic, such as the process of preparing equipment, trains, and staff for protection during operation, such as reducing personnel contact between staff and passengers during operation, personal protection requirements for staff and passengers, changes in train operation schedules and maintenance cycles. Railway operators around the world have taken various anti-epidemic measures, such as intelligent body temperature measurement based on AI and infrared thermal imaging technologies, to ensure that passengers can quickly pass the temperature measurement point without being congested due to slow temperature measurement. And real-time mobile phone health code check is used to evaluate the health and safety of each passenger in big data mode to avoid cross-infection during the ride. The NFC, Bluetooth, QR code, and facial recognition technologies are used to prevent virus spreading through physical contact during ticketing and file collection. There are even robot-assisted disinfection or guidance services. To sum up, we believe that the anti-epidemic measures taken by the rail transit industry are mainly based on the following 3 points. First, we lead a comprehensive planning such as the business continuity plan, emergency response process, and routine operation process adjustment arrangement. Second, various routine isolation measures need to be taken, such as passenger flow control, station entrance reduction, staff shift adjustment, and access control. Last, various advanced technologies are required, such as contactless intelligent temperature management, AI-assisted video surveillance, and large-scale online office and conference. As a world-leading ICT technology provider facing the epidemic, HUAWEI is making its own contributions, especially providing ICT technologies to help our customers to fight the epidemic or improve efficiency. As we all know, HUAWEI has strong strengths in the communication industry. We can provide high bandwidth communications for our customers on the wild and wireless side, which is the technical basis of many innovative applications. In addition, HUAWEI is capable of helping industry customers build a unified digital platform based on HUAWEI's excellent cloud computing technology and a powerful roadmap platform. HUAWEI helps customers focus on applications and data collections and quickly adapt to industry customer application scenarios. HUAWEI's deep accumulation in AI and big data technologies can also help customers quickly roll out and deploy various innovative anti-epidemic application scenarios, improving operation and maintenance efficiency. Here, I want to start with a true story. This story took place at Shenzhen Airport in China in February 2020. As the Spring Festival holiday comes to an end, the public transport passengers flow continues to rise. Airport, as a transportation hub, faces a severe epidemic prevention and control challenge. To prevent the epidemic, it is not enough to rely on human resources alone, but also need the strength of science and technology. Before, the airport has already launched the self-service facial recognition service. However, all passengers are required to wear masks after the epidemic outbreak. Therefore, they must remove the masks during the facial recognition. Otherwise, the facial recognition fails. The airport is crowded, and the taking of masks increases the risk for passengers. Thanks for the unified digital platform architecture provided by HUAWEI, the facial recognition self-service system at Shenzhen Airport was upgraded to support facial recognition with masks at the end of February 2020. The new system took only 3 days to go online, from interface development to system deployment. Compared with the traditional siloed construction, it will take at least 2 weeks, greatly shortening the time for launching new services. Since 2018, Shenzhen Airport and HUAWEI have jointly launched the Airport Digital Transformation Project. HUAWEI has systematically built a digital platform for customers based on their actual requirement. As we mentioned, the rapid deployment of Shenzhen Airport high-tech anti-epidemic measures benefits from the digital transformation. As a major part of the transportation industry, it is also recognized in the railway industry to explore and gradually start digital transformation. In the digital transformation of railway industry, HUAWEI believes that the overall system and platform we help customers build can be divided into 3 layers: reshaping collection, rebuilding platforms, and building intelligence. At the collection layer, HUAWEI provides world-leading communication technologies such as LTE wireless networks that support broadband and IoT services, and optical transmission networks supporting more than 100 gigabits bandwidth. At platform level, Huawei provides a cloud-based digital platform, including the IaaS-layered cloud and data center, PaaS-layer big data radio cloud, and an industry enablement platform for data aggregation and application collection. In addition, Huawei AI and security solutions runs through the entire digital platform. At the application layer, Huawei works with partners to provide innovative solutions such as smart ROC. ROC means Intelligent Operations Center, and smart locomotive. We can see that in Huawei's overall solution architecture, the digital platform is the core, providing a link between the up layer and the lower layer for the overall digital transformation solution. With the overall architecture strategy and roadmap, how to implement digital transformation. Based on Huawei's experience in multiple projects in and outside China, the recommended digital transformation path can be divided into two categories. Firstly, build a unified digital platform, aggregate digital resources and capabilities through the platform, and use the platform to support agile evaluation of service digitalization. Typical examples are Shenzhen Airport and Shenzhen Metro. They first build line-level or network-level cloud platforms. The cloud is used as the basis resource platform to carry traditional services, achieving intensive construction. After the cloud platform is constructed, traditional services can be gradually reconstructed to adapt to the cloud-based architecture. And innovative applications and architectures are piloted in the evaluation of traditional services, and innovative applications platforms such as big data, AI, and industry enablement will be gradually introduced. With the increase of applications and platform enhancement, more industry experience and capabilities can be accumulated on the platform, accelerating smart applications. The advantage of this path is that the entire digital transformation is more systematic, clearer, and more effective. The prerequisites for this type of construction are that industry standards or specifications, high startup budgets, and relatively long-term stable and continuous investments are made to guide customers and ecosystems in the industry chain to invest in and evolve towards the same goals. The other approach is to start from the quick win pilot project and gradually verify and summarize this project, and then gradually expand the project. The platform construction will be gradually expanded and enhanced as the pilot scale expands. Compared with the first path, this path has a smaller initial investment scale, a shorter construction period, and more controllable risks. However, after the platform transformation strategy is determined, many existing services will be migrated, resulting in extra costs. Generally, if there is no strong industry standard or regional industry ecosystem, small-scale quick-win projects can be used to verify the value of innovative applications and platforms first, so as to obtain more support from the management and ecosystem partners to promote further expansion of applications and platforms. Once a company decides to adopt a digital transformation strategy, the first thing to think about is how to plan and execute the strategy. Take the predictive maintenance service, we call it PDM, as an example. A completed PDM process should be a physical closed loop, including 4 key steps. 1. Digital data collection implemented by the system or sensors. 2. Data is transmitted over multiple communication networks. 3. Data analysis and forecasting. 4. The analysis and prediction results are used to guide or directly adjust maintenance services. In addition to PDM, many services also need to go through similar steps, such as passenger flow analysis and energy consumption analysis. Therefore, based on Huawei's experience in real digital services, we believe that the milestone of digital transformation in the real industry should be from basic ICT platform construction to cloud-based data centers to IoT, big data, and AI. Digital transformation based on new ICT applications is becoming a consensus in the railway industry. Global top railway and metro companies have started a digital transformation strategy. In Europe, Germany DB released DB 4.0 in 2015 and started cloud-based IT service integration. Austria OEBB, Switzerland SBB, and Russian railways have proposed their own digital transformation strategies for railway operation and maintenance. In Africa, South Africa Transnet released the 4.0 strategy to build Transnet into a globally competitive logistics solution provider. In Asia Pacific, China's 13th five-year plan for railway informatization construction will build an integrated information platform. Hong Kong MTR has launched Rail 2.0, which plans to improve operation efficiency and passenger experience. Singapore SMRT has integrated multiple control centers and started big data-based predictive maintenance study. Finally, please allow me to share 2 innovative China railway digital transformation solutions that Huawei has participated in. The first is the smart locomotive solution of Xi'an Railway Bureau. Huawei and its partners use the world-leading 5G L-Flash wireless technology to automatically backhaul hundreds of GB monitoring data on board to data center within dozens of seconds after the train enters the depot, such as important video surveillance data in the driver's cab and all kinds of onboard sensor monitoring data. Based on the advanced AI analysis platform and professional aggregation of industry partners, video data analysis can effectively backtrack and monitor drivers' non-standard driving behavior, effectively enhancing driving safety. In addition, based on Huawei's big data analysis platform and the expert systems of industry partners, locomotive faults can be monitored and predicted, making predictive maintenance possible. Currently, the solution has been officially released in China, and multiple railway bureaus have started to deploy the system. The second is the pyramid protection solution tested by Huawei in Guangzhou Railway Bureau. Huawei's innovative combination of millimeter wave radar and intelligent cameras implements intelligent perimeter protection solutions that support low error automatic analysis and alarm reporting. Furthermore, Huawei's leading solar power, lithium battery, integrated power supply technologies, and small microwave backhaul technologies can be used to implement in locations without optical fibers or power cables resources. The collected video surveillance data can be stored and analyzed by AI in the backend data center, providing technical assurance for key areas along the railway or depot pyramid. COVID-19 has brought many challenges to the railway industry. However, the transformation of ICT technologies has also brought many new development opportunities. HUAWEI has been actively participating in the railway modernization process in Africa and has provided leading communication solutions for railways in African countries such as South Africa, Kenya, Nigeria, Egypt, etc. HUAWEI will continue to contribute to the modernization and the digital transformation of the railway industry in Africa. That's all. Thank you.
My name is Fena Auma. I am 12 years old. I live in a village near Mombasa in Kenya with my mother, father, and my brother Michael. But my sister lives in another city for school with my grandma. They are far, far away. Sometimes I feel alone. I love them and I miss them. Everybody is talking about the new train in town. I can't wait to take it with my family to see grandma and my sister. In Kenya, we never give up, even when life is hard sometimes. We always remember to take care of other people, to say to each other, Hakuna Matata. One day, I want to find a good job to help my family and other people who need me. Every year, there are thousands of wildlife traveling from one place to another, passing through some dangerous challenges. But thousands of new lives are born on their journey. Just like these wildlife, we travel for a better life as well. It's a great journey indeed.
I would like to thank our customers and partners who joined us today. Without you, we are nothing. Thank you for taking time to be with us virtually during your busy schedule. On behalf of HUAWEI leadership, we say thank you very much. If you still have any questions, don't hesitate to send us an email. God bless Africa.